my great people. This wonderful video is very educative. I want you to listen to it, the Igbo history, and also subscribe to our page. It's a very wonderful topic. Thank you for watching. Like and share.
The Igbo are not just a tribe. The Igbo are a prophecy, a living remnant of a scattered people who carry the ancient codes of resilience, brilliance, and divine favor. They called you primitive, but you were practicing democracy while Europe was still in chains. They called you idolaters, but your traditions mirrored the sacred principles of Abraham and Moses. They said you were cursed, but in truth, you are set apart. You can't erase a people who survived genocide and still sing. You can't erase a people who walk through colonization and still rise. You can't erase a people who lose everything and yet never forget who they are, because every attempt to erase the Igbo has only etched their truth deeper into history. From the Biafran War to the slave ships, from exile to
Long before the name Jesus Christ was ever uttered, and centuries before the word Christianity took root, Africa was not a land waiting to be opened up by outsiders. It was already a cradle of light, knowledge, and power. Her ancient nations, Egypt, Nubia, Ethiopia, Libya, Carthage, Numidia, stood as shining centers of culture, science, and governance. These African civilizations were not merely recipients of the world's influences, they were exporters of civilization itself, sending their brilliance outward into the Mediterranean, into Europe, and beyond. When the Christian era dawned, Africa once again made her mark. In 711 CE, from her northwest shores came the Moors, sons and daughters of Africa, who crossed into Spain. For centuries, they shaped Europe's art, science, architecture, and learning. Even as late as the end of the 15th century, when the last Moors were expelled from Granada, Africans had been civilizing much of Christian Europe, bringing libraries, advanced mathematics, philosophy, and medicine into lands still emerging from the shadows of the Dark Ages. This was not the work only of the North African Moors. West and Central Africa also made their mark. Through centers of learning like the University of Sankore in Timbuktu, in the Empire of Mali, African scholars trained students from across the known world. These were not fleeting influences, they were pillars of global knowledge exchange. And when we look further back, far beyond medieval times, the roots grow even deeper. The Nile Valley itself was home to Africans from its earliest days, not as slaves, but as the very founders of Egypt's high civilization. These were the first pharaohs, the originators of its culture, long before the Stone Age had faded. The earliest Greeks and Romans knew them as Ethiopians, black people who held power before the first European ever set foot in the land. Over time, waves of invaders, first Asian, then European, would enslave many of these native Africans. But their foundational achievements remained undeniable. Sir E.A. Wallace Budge, one of the most respected Egyptologists in European scholarship, wrote that even in the New Stone Age, the Egyptians, native Africans, had developed symbols and proto-writing. These early hieroglyphs, painted on pottery and carved into standards, show that the art of writing itself had African origins. Budge never shied away from the truth. Black Africans were the first to teach the world the principles of civilization and civil government, inhabiting and shaping the Nile Valley long before others arrived. Africa was never a silent continent waiting to be discovered. She was a teacher, an innovator, and a beacon, illuminating the world before the world even knew itself.
Alright, thank you for watching. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe or follow our page. Drop your comment. What do you think about this video? Thank you. God bless you. See you next time. Thank you.